Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy NLB. Most definitely tap in with me. I want y'all to tell me something slick so I can slide and see it real slow so I ain't got to see it no more. And that's the beginning. Y'all better get to it. Hey, check this out. I want to tell y'all this little story about me and this little guy I just talked to probably about 2-3 hours ago. Me and little bro got there and had a conversation. He out there in Alabama. And we was having a conversation. I had ran into him. He was a TVL or whatever. So he said he was mighty. So, we spoke up. We spoke to each other. We were speaking good and all these different things like that. So the brother got to telling me stories about when he was locked up in the cell in Alabama. And he got to telling me about the stab wounds when he had got stabbed in the head 3-4 times or whatever. And it was very questionable. So I asked the brother, I said, what you get stabbed for? He said, he got stabbed because he was taking shit. I said, no, you didn't get stabbed because you were taking shit. I said, no, he told me he got stabbed because he was taking shit. And I said, okay, boom. From when he told me that, he telling me story. So I made an ignorant outburst and said, so you in there stealing? He's like, no, I wasn't stealing. No, I ain't had to do none of that. I wasn't doing no stealing. He stuck hard to the no stealing. So, okay, cool. So I said, I asked the brother, was he active? He said, yeah, I'm active. Yeah, I'm active. Yeah. These brothers know me. My woo, he way out there in Chicago. Okay, cool. He locked up in Chicago. Cool, okay. Okay, so you say you T. Okay, and you out here and you telling these folk that you were in there robbing people. Bro, listen. And then you tell me you got stabbed. You don't get stabbed by no brothers for robbing no motherfucking nigga. Unless you rob some brothers or it was some more shit, some serious shit. But you robbing neutrons, you're gonna get a violation for that. You're not gonna get a knife put in you for that. You're gonna get a violation for taking matters into your own hands. You know what I'm saying? It's law say don't take, so why would you be taking? That's not your law, so you don't supposed to do that. So, like I told him, and he was like, yeah, I know, So I said, you got stabbed for what? I said, are you out of security? He was like, no, I ain't out of security. You know what I'm saying? I said, so some brothers just stabbed you for stealing. You didn't get violated or no shit like that. You just got stabbed up for stealing. He like, yeah, but I said, bro, that don't work like that, bro. You was out of security. There's something you're not want to telling me that you're not wanting to tell me. And you got pushed out of security because you was in there taking these folks shit. You was trying to do shit on your own and do shit like that when your law don't carry none of that. Like I said, the Vice Lord Nation didn't choose you. You chose it. So I don't understand why would you be wanting to sit in there and making your time hard by going in there, taking stuff from somebody, doing things like that and causing people to want to watch you while you sleep. You building bad relationships on the zone. You know what I'm saying? Different things like that. You need to be trying to survive. You need to be trying to keep yourself together, keep yourself from catching stab. You don't have time to be sitting up in that bitch worried about no nigga because you done created these issues with different people because after a while somebody gonna want to try you. So yeah, like you said, you got wet up. You wasn't in security when you got wet up. After you got wet up, you was no longer in security. I don't know who you think you talking to or fool or whatever, but bro, I know what's going on. I know how this shit go, and you ain't gonna tell me anything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, just man up to that. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Just be mindful of the decisions you make. If you ever have to go in that place again, be mindful of the decisions you make. If you out here in the streets, be mindful of the decisions you make, because ain't no knives in the street. They shooting switches out here, and you already know how that goes. So you most definitely got to be mindful. I know how it was, and I know it was crazy. I know You know what I'm saying? I'm not in that motherfucker robbing people now. You know what I'm saying? When niggas do something, they'll owe you or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They get some shit from you and can't pay you, they'll owe you double and shit like that. But other than that, taking the shit, that was not a part of this shit. Nah. You don't do no taking. You don't do that. We're not doing it. That's not what's going on. I don't know where he got that from. He didn't get that out of his head. He's not gonna last long. A part of nobody's nation trying to take something. It don't work like that. It's structure. You need to understand it. So yeah, that's just what it is. You feel me? If you can't give it the program, then you gonna have to move around. You know what I'm saying? So shit, you gonna leave peacefully, or they gonna remove you the right way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just any nation, bro. Nobody going for that taking shit. You can't be walking around, y'all bragging about you up here taking a nigga shit. You ain't taking nobody affiliated shit. You taking a nigga that can't do nothing, that can't defend himself, because he know you got an army behind you. You got to make it make sense. If this nigga, you robbed this nigga in prison, you got some niggas that got hard enough to try to take off on you and, you know what I'm saying, to get with up. But most niggas is not gonna try you. Most niggas gonna say, bro, just go ahead and get it, bro. Fuck it. It is what it is. Nigga be trying, and after you do shit like that, you call heat to his own because the nigga trying to catch out, get the fuck away from you, different shit like that. You call the heat to his own. Niggas got their phones out, different shit like that. But you can't do that type of shit. So, bro, that's why I say it's order, and you can't move off your own understanding. You have to move off what the nation putting down, because you gonna get fucked over, bro. Well, the nations that's in that prison, whatever prison you in, you got to put down what they put down. Because that's what's going on. All that other playing and shit, if you out of security, you don't get no tray first. You get your tray last. When you get through talking, a neutron don't get their trays first. Them brothers and them G's don't get their trays first. That's just how it gotta go. But you ain't finna walk in the zone and think you finna walk up to that gate and get your tray. Surely not. You gotta understand, you need to get up in there and peep that zone and see what's going on before you get to moving all funny. You know what I'm saying? Cause motherfuckers wanna know where you from, what you did, and all this old type of shit in these prisons. So yeah, you need to be on point. You need to be out here making wise decisions, not snitching on no nigga, doing other shit. Don't put yourself in those situations where you have to tell on no nigga. Don't put yourself in those situations where you have to go to jail, period. Cause you know how they go. But at the same time, bro, you don't move like this. So find something else to brag about that ain't player, fashion at all. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to be encouraging the motherfucker not to go to jail, and you telling the motherfucker that you in there taking a nigga shit. So you make your partners feel like, well, I can handle it too. So they get in a situation now, they feel like they can handle it too. I don't want you to feel like you can handle it. I want you to be afraid of that shit, because that shit real. And that shit turn people into animals, and some of them turn people to motherfucking demons. So you gotta understand what you dealing with. If you got God in your heart and not on your shoulder, you gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta mind your business and stay down. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing, kick it with who you kick it with. Work out, stay fit, make meals, show love on the zone, different shit like that. Make people wanna fuck with you and keep you around. You know what I'm saying? Cause that's what I used to do. I ain't want no nigga to push over me or no shit like that, because I ain't create them type of energy to push over me. Every time you see me, I got a positive vibe and I'm working out. I'm doing something active. I might be cooking a meal. I got something going on. I'm on the phone or something. You know what I'm saying? So talking to one of the CO, it's gonna be something I have going on. So you just gotta keep yourself active. You know what I'm saying? Because when you in that motherfucker, there's always gonna be somebody watching you. I don't give a fuck who you say you is or whatever. Nigga whispering about you when you walk in the zone. Who that is, where he is. They wanna know what you is and who you is, because they wanna know. They trying to make sure these numbers straight, so they can make sure they put you on the count, so these guys can make sure they got you, so everybody can be on point on what's going on. You feel me? So yeah, that's just how it gotta go, man. This ain't no secret, this ain't no fairy tale, this ain't no playground. That ain't none of that. All you young guys out here toting these pistols, y'all still shooting these guns and killing folks, taking people's lives for whatever reason. Bro, listen, bro, I can't tell you wrong or right, but at the same time, make wise decisions, bro. I don't know, just think about that. That few moments gonna turn into 60 years type shit, you know what I'm saying? You in Mississippi and the crime rate going up, so they giving y'all more crime. So you gotta be mindful of that. They giving y'all more time for the crime you committing. See, back in the Gap, you can get about 20 years on an armed robbery. Now, on an armed robbery today, world 2025, yeah, on an armed robbery charge out here, it's gonna make the news. Hell yeah, they gonna give you at least 30, 40 years. So, you know what I'm saying? You gotta know how to move, bro. You'll be gone from your family so long to the point a lot of people ain't gonna remember you, and you'll come out this bitch and you'll be trying to figure it out again. You gotta really come back out here and adapt and try to get your mind back right. I dealt with stages, battling through things, and moving like I'm still in prison. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta know how to move the street, have respect, don't be too loud, and you know what I'm saying, draw too much attention to yourself, because all that type of shit gonna get you popped. So you need to just know how to move, bro, just being real, whether you in a cell or whether you out here. You know what I'm saying? Keep it real with yourself and nobody else. Fuck that. If nobody else, keep it real with yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, all these people, they nobody give a fuck about you. You out here for yourself when you in this cell. Don't nobody care. They gonna play like they care, because if you got something, they gonna play like they fuck with you. When it's all gone, you gone. So it's just simple. Know how to move in there, keep you something going, and you know what I'm saying? Stay positive. If anything, come up with you something. Come up with a plan by the time you get out and go forward with that shit, man. Can't nobody tell you what you can and can't do. I don't give a fuck about no papers. You see what I'm doing, make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, just do what you good at, man. Don't be worried about the other negative shit. You know what I'm saying? You in tour with anybody, leave that shit alone. Let that shit die down on its own. Don't even try to cross their path. Don't even try to be in the areas they be in, because you already know what type of person you is and what type of people they is. So to try to kill that, just try to avoid from going to places you ain't got no business being. You feel me? Because there's so much go on, and you'll never know who hanging with this person, and these niggas will switch up on you. It's all type of shit, and you'll find yourself in a situation. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I try to move positive. I try to gain a positive vibe with everybody, include my charge partners, and you know what I'm saying, try to uplift them, you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to get to where I need to be able to help my brothers, you feel me, because we got in that situation together, and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nobody business but mine and theirs, you feel me? You got niggas mad at you, niggas mad at me about the situation. They in they feelings for another nigga, but I was just on the zone with this person, and we was making meals together. But what I don't understand is why you so mad. You feel me? So that, you know what I'm saying? We gotta learn to grow up and gain maturity, bro. We gotta get some money, you know what I'm saying, and take care of these kids, because that's what it's about. But at the same time, bro, because when you go in that cell, all that shit, whether y'all do something to each other out here, y'all violate together, y'all be gangsters together, it don't matter. Give a fuck about what happened on the street. You're not gonna take it in there. Because if you a gangster and you a vice lord, and y'all try to go at each other, y'all gonna kick some shit off. If you a vice lord and you a vice lord and y'all did some shit, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. That shit dead till y'all get out. It's over with, unless you gonna crash out on a brother and get fucked off. On either side, it go like this. So, yeah, man, you gotta be mindful how you move, yo. You know what I'm saying? Take accountability of what it is. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping. I ain't mad at nobody for my situation. I took accountability for that. You feel me? So I ain't out here to hurt lives. I'm out here to change lives, try to make shit better, change the situations and try to help. You know what I'm saying? My situation, we was all kids when all our shit happened. So when we went through them bars, we were babies and motherfuckers was still trying to figure that shit out. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? That shit real, man. That shit real, y'all. They'll put your ass in a dirty ass cell and don't give a fuck about you. Won't give a fuck. And have you sitting in that bitch and come look through the door and know that you ain't got no mat and walk right by your cell to try to hurry up and get out the zone. Or because they fuck with a nigga on the zone. And that shit crazy. That shit real. You got these niggas coming in that bitch, used to be car salesmen, used to be in the military, used to be an athlete playing on somebody's college team, in that bitch with a leash around his neck. Cause he done gotten so much depth to the point he can't pay shit off. His people them don't even want to talk to him. He just in there, he in there for the wolves. These folk putting him on lives and shit and handling him bad. And his people them seeing it all over the world. That ain't player fashion, man. They let these drugs get to these folks and they think that shit cool. And I blame the government for that. don't blame us for that because we just got smart enough to be able to sell it. And we'll find dumbasses that'll do it. So yeah, I blame the governments for that. Cause we don't go nowhere. That shit coming over here from them. And when them folk put that shit out here, them folk goddamn, they wanted us to do it. But we were so smart and intelligent to the point that we started selling it to make money and open businesses and things like that. And they're like, damn, what the fuck they doing? We gotta put a charge on this shit because they making too much money and that ain't right, that's power. So what they did was they put charges on drugs. So when you get caught with this in a bag or however you wanna have it sacked up or however you got it or with a gun or whatever or by a school or whatever, man, they trying to hide your ass about this shit. About some shit they brought over here. You can have a little weed, they trying to hide your ass about selling it by a school, enhancement charges. You gotta think that our women think that we sorry men and different things like that. It ain't like that, baby. It's just this is the way we know how to eat. You feel me? We know how to go out here and sell crack. That's how I eat. You know what I'm saying? I know how to go out here and do construction. That's how I eat. You know what I'm saying? I know how to race cars. I know how to fix cars. Whatever you know how to do. I know how to do nails or whatever. Hair, cut her, whatever you know how to do. Just do that. You know what I'm saying? Do that. Don't let these folks tell you can't do something, man. You know what I'm saying? It's too many of us out here without a record for us not to have the country. Make it make sense. This supposed to be our country. Okay, it's more of us, that's cool and all that, but when I say our country, we supposed to be making decisions amongst ourselves, making laws amongst ourselves. You know what I'm saying? These folks making laws for us, and whether we like it or not, it gotta go into play. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gotta negotiate with you on shit. You ain't nobody. You just a bankroll to them. That's it. Whether you in prison or not, they charge us $65 just to be housed in a prison house. They charge you what you paying a month at your house. Your light bill, whatever they charging you, they charging you just like you in prison, extortion. Every time you go spend some money, you pay taxes. Well, damn, I gotta pay taxes for everything. And then at the end of the year, you gotta pay taxes. That's crazy. I don't understand. Where the money going? Cause the streets fucked up. Where the money going? They closing my schools down and my parents ain't got no questions. Everybody looking at each other like they don't know what to do. Peaceful protesting makes it make sense. Help each other out. We gotta grow. We gotta get our minds right. We gotta get our minds on the right level. Cause the shit that we putting down, this scary ass shit, our ancestors would never let that shit slide. Them motherfuckers got whips all on their backs for your ass. You act like you scared to get pinched on your foot or on your leg or your thigh. These motherfuckers got killed for you. And you act like you scared to take a loss because you so worried about that TV you just bought or you so worried about them new rims you just put on that scat or some little shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to focus on what the matter at hand and where the world finna come to. Y'all sleeping on the real business. The real business is these folks done took over and they got a plan, a trick up their sleeve. They finna come try to take over. All this hate shit ain't coming out for nothing. It's exposing itself. Technology was the best thing they could have made because, in fact, it's also helped us and it also fucked a lot of relationships up, not just as far as women and men, but relationships amongst the countries and different things like that. But it's real, bro. We most definitely got to be mindful of what's going on out here, but we got to work together. We gotta goddamn stop trying to charge each other for content. What are we charging each other for content for? We supposed to be doing this shit together. Now y'all done made it about a money scandal. Because that's what it's about, who got the most money. Who gonna run it up? When it need to be about who wealthy. Let's get wealthy together. We can all change each other's lives. We can all touch somebody's heart each and every day. We can all do that, you know what I'm saying? These kids are gifts. They didn't ask to be and walk into this shit that we got, that we created. You know what I'm saying? Us as men, we have to step up to our kids. We have to step up to our baby mamas and fuck all that other shit, that emotional shit amongst what y'all got going on or what we got going on with each other. We need to focus on them kids because they trying to make it harder for our kids. They trying to take certain things out the school systems for our kids not to know about it. They trying to do things that's gonna traumatize us. They trying to do things that they're gonna make us not stick together. They done already manipulated us. They done let these Jews come over here and get these stores, and these folks ain't gotta do nothing. They just set up shop. It's they shit. They get the fancy cars they want. They get whatever they want to get for free. And we paying for it. We the taxpayers. And we can't even run our own stores. They putting water in our gas. They getting off. They getting away with everything. And we ain't saying nothing about it. We complaining to each other, but we not doing the right things and the right things to go about these situations. You know what I'm saying? We paying bills to pay for dirty water. The water dirty. I mean, I don't understand. These folks that are speaking up for all the right shit, but ain't nothing being done. They can't pull that money out them folk pocket. It's hard to pull that bread out them folk pocket when you pulled it out already and y'all done distorted the system. When you distort the system and make it bad on your city, because now your city is dealing with the after effects of what y'all created. So now we got to deal with it. Now your workers getting cussed out on the streets because of certain things that's just being notified on the streets that's causing cars to have collisions and finding cars inside of the ground, and they got a street with a whole street caved in where I seen a gray camera laying in it, and one of my brothers went out there and recorded it. I seen it and I thought it was crazy because y'all blaming the workers. It's not your workers. It's the people with the money. Your people with the money has to pass the money down to the workers so the workers can go complete the job. They not giving out the money. They want to try to do with some shit to cheap it off, try to block the whole street out, to try to hide shit to keep people from going down there and doing these type of things instead of just fixing the issue. Instead of coming on with their bread and just fixing the issue. They don't want to do that. That's too much like right because they trying to put this picket fence up at their highway in Madison somewhere. Or they got 2 penthouses on the coast trying to upstain some $200,000 cars. Or they trying to make sure Becky get that new Mercedes-Benz she been waiting to get. And then by the time that shit come, the money gone, so by the time the end of the year came, now you got embezzlement charges and people want to step down. And then by January and about Christmas time, you don't hear about it no more because simple fact, it wasn't supposed to be heard about, but they had to put it on the news. But you gonna make sure you put that nigga that on robbed them Chinese people for their 100,000, or them Chinese people for their, or the Mexican for their 10 bands. You gonna make sure you put them on the news, but you're not telling your economy how you robbing them, and you got the position that we voted you to get in. You're not abstaining that the righteous way. You're not doing what you're supposed to do the right way. So now we looking at you like, well, damn, well, we can do it too. We might as well steal us some money too, shit. So when we do it, we stupid, we dumb, we done did the wrong thing. Now, if you gonna get you some money from the folk, you supposed to got the money and took the money and invested into some shit and made the money back and put it back. That way you ain't gotta worry about no investment charge. You see, one thing about it, you're not hustlers. Y'all ain't hustling nobody but yourself when you catch an investment charge. Look at Bill, what the nigga name, what our last governor name was? Phil Bryant, Governor Phil Bryant. He had an embezzlement charge, you don't even hear about it no more. You feel me? I can't wait to hear Tate Reed. I know he got a story. It's finna pop off for him too, ain't it? We just wait though. Something gonna pop off, it never fail. But you don't never know until the end of the year, because that's when everything come out. Y'all got all that time to get that money and y'all ain't got common sense enough to flip it. Y'all just got lucky and got voted in and got around that bread for y'all to steal it. Made us think y'all was some positive people, when the positive people out here is really the homeless ones. The people in the church house ain't even real no more. They faking to try to keep you all buttered up. That ain't real. You feel me? Y'all trying to get everybody to go to church, but y'all ain't even doing what y'all supposed to do in the church house. You feel me? That ain't real, Drew. We got to keep it always 100. But for real, bro, because we all human. And anybody can make a mistake any day. You got people making mistakes every day. And if you ain't made that mistake, and if you are planning on making that mistake, if you ain't made that mistake, if you ain't planning on making that mistake, just listen to what I'm telling y'all and be mindful of what you gonna get yourself into. This shit real. That sale is something else. They gonna handle you so much different. You feel me? Once you go in that motherfucker and you ain't got no phone, no nothing, you broke. Remember that. Don't nobody know you ain't finna use shit. You gonna wait until these folk come holler at you and see what you got going on. Now it's a waiting process. Now you gotta know how to, now they finna find out if you got any type of patience. They finna see if you gonna wild out in this cell. They wanna see if you finna do something crazy now. Let's see how you act. Is you gonna try to be one of the ones that gonna try to kill yourself? You gonna be one of the ones that make it through that situation? You gonna be one of the ones that get on hard drugs and try to blame them for everything? What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? We gotta come together for something. And we watching everything on social media instead of grabbing that shit and trying to put a cap on that shit to stop it. Our prison system so fucked up, they sending you to a system where all majority blacks at, and we killing each other. So they put all your enemies, they'll let a nigga rat on each other just to put a nigga in a cell or in the same zone or the same prison as this nigga for them to kill each other. Make that make sense. Make it make sense. They'll put you in a zone with the nigga you told on, or they'll put you in a facility with the nigga they told on you just so y'all can try to fall out, just so y'all can try to kill each other. We gotta make it make sense, people. Y'all just take that shit in, man. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just try to grasp where I'm coming from and understand. If you got any questions, leave me a comment and make sure y'all most definitely share it. You feel me? Because they need to hear this and they're real. And we need to take our country, bro. This is our shit. We built this shit. How we just gonna let these folks take it? We let them do whatever. The police got all these videos jumping on people. We ain't got no rights, none of that. It don't look like. They telling our women that they can't get rid of their child, or they gotta go through different things with their own child. You trying to tell our women what they can do with their bodies. This is our women. Let them do what they want to do with their bodies, bro. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? It's a free country. You let the gays be gay. You let that be. You know what I'm saying? So let them be what they be. You feel me? Let them do what they got to do to deal with their situations. To try to abstain themselves. They might not got the money, they can't afford it right now, but you let them deal with their situations. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't run everything. You can't run what God created. You feel what I'm saying? You can't stop that, bro. You can't get in the way of what God created. It just is what it is. If it's your turn, it's your turn. You put yourself in the situation to make it your turn, it's your turn. It's over with. Ain't nobody gonna stop. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But y'all most definitely tap into your boy NLB. You feel me? I want y'all to tell me something slick so I can slide and say it real slow so I ain't got to say it no more. And that's the business. I want y'all to tap in. Y'all go subscribe to my channel and leave a comment if y'all don't mind. Most definitely, please share my shit. Get to it.